What's up, mortals? It's Dante from the Anime Underworld, and today we are back with Four Knights of the Apocalypse, chapter 214, with 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭. He's just losing his dang mind. He just gets sillier and sillier as the cover page goes downwards. What's our favorite old wind boy, or I guess wind man, freaking out about? Well, let's find out and get into the chapter. Seems it's not just 𝐃𝐻𝐭 who's freaking out about something. Donnie, who is now finally awake after his limit break spell nap, he really deserved it. He's saying, in pain, "You're joking with me this early in the morning?" Even Edlin is shocked, saying, "What? Are you serious?" And Bors, I think Bors died. Then you have Gareth and his brother, who are just eating breakfast together, saying, "Well, that was sudden." Then you got Tristan and Isolde staring at one another, blushing heavily, all the while Xion looks very visibly disgusted. And we end page 1 with 𝐃𝐻𝐭 huffing and puffing very angrily, with Gila asking, "So that's what you're so out of breath over?" The reason why 𝐃𝐻𝐭 has been going around screaming like a madman is because he just found out about Percival going on a honeymoon, I guess, with Anne and 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻. Yeah, she knows because Meliodas gave them the news. 𝐃𝐻𝐭 asks his dear old friend and possibly ex-wife, Gila, how can you be so calm about this? All while Gila is just practicing her fencing, saying, "Oh, don't worry, they'll be back in 2 or 3 days. But that's not the problem here, Gila. That's not the problem at all. But Gila does know what he's probably talking about, telling 𝐃𝐻𝐭, "I suppose spirits just see the world differently from us humans." Quite a gutsy move from Anne too. And 𝐃𝐻𝐭 is just probably acting like every other fan who read last week's chapter, and yells at the top of his lungs, "Don't offer them praise for that." Yeah, don't offer them praise for polygamy. All while Gila is saying, "My, you're so loud." But 𝐃𝐻𝐭 is still not happy. He goes all the way to the King of Leonis himself, asking the King of Leonis, "How much of a total dunderhead can you be? Don't you see our situation, sire? And you just let them go?" The serious King of Leonis is hiding under his wife's skirts, looking like he's got ghost face, saying, "Yes, I did." And after peeking out from Elizabeth's skirt, "Dude, why are you still doing this?" Saying, "And of course I understand the situation." Even though 𝐃𝐻𝐭 tells him, "You're not at all convincing me." No, seriously, look at Meliodas. He's being very serious. He can only be serious when he's near Elizabeth. Come on, man, you should know this. But 𝐃𝐻𝐭 still tries to emphasize the points and why this is a serious matter. Time is so precious to them.
He starts monologuing.
As they speak, Camelot is continuing to gobble up swaths of Britannia, as we see chunks of land, weirdly in the shape of squares, being taken away. And the Holy Knights of Leonis, their soldiers are exhausting themselves fighting against the forces of chaos. 𝐃𝐻𝐭 continues his monologue. "Don't you think, my liege, that now is the time to storm into Camelot and settle matters with King Arthur once and for all? Now when Lancelot has temporarily sidelined all of the 4 evils." Meliodas looks to 𝐃𝐻𝐭, saying, "Okay then, you want to tell them then? Tell them to forego all rest and keep toiling until this battle is over," which shuts 𝐃𝐻𝐭 right up. We then see a shot of all 4 Knights of the Apocalypse together in their present forms. We're putting the fate of the world on the shoulders of children no older than 18. I don't know, for the Middle Ages, they would technically be adults. I think you know how cruel of a thing that is. Meliodas asks 𝐃𝐻𝐭, "What were you doing when you were 18? "I was mouthing off at everyone. Becoming a holy knight kinda went to my head." And he apologizes to Meliodas. Usually it's we adults who should go fight for our children. But Meliodas assures him it's nothing but rest either, which confuses the Holy Knight captain. Meanwhile, the Knight of Death is leading his harem over Britannia across a nearby lake. With Meliodas monologuing, it's fine to fight for vague concepts like the world and mankind. These aren't vague concepts, but okay. But it's key to have something more solid. Family, friends, lovers, anything close to you that you value. Those are the things that make them grow so much. It gives them more strength and a keener sense of will, just as it was for Meliodas and the rest of the 7 deadly sins over 16 years ago. Aw, this makes me nostalgic. I remember when 7 deadly sins used to be loved by everyone. Meliodas continues to talk to 𝐬𝐻𝐫𝐿. Besides, you know that it won't go down that easy. Do you just want to rush into Camelot, endangering not only Arthur, but everyone else who deserves our protection? And this cool down 𝐬𝐻𝐫𝐿, who just says, I know, sir. How's it taste? How's that humble pie taste, 𝐬𝐻𝐿𝐵? But Meliodas keeps assuring him that everything will be fine. He hears that Thetis is working undercover with Lancelot on assorted things. Best for them to keep a closer eye on Camelot's moves for now. And 𝐬𝐻𝐿𝐵 fully agrees. Speaking of heroes and loved ones, we transition to Tristan, Leonis, and 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 holding hands in a garden with a hedge clipping of Hawk in one corner and a very saddened looking Xion in another. Tristan looks to 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 saying, once the battle is over, would you be kind enough to take my hand in marriage? What? Dude, you're proposing to her already? You just started getting serious in this relationship. I know we just had a speech about heroes needing something closer, relationships, and motivation to make them stronger and all that, but dude, you just started dating for real and now you're proposing? Even a Disney prince would probably be like, dude, you need to at least sing to her and wait 3 days. You're kind of rushing it, bro. I mean, of course 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 would agree to this. This is what she's been waiting for. She's been waiting for her Prince Charming. Of course, the wedding's not immediate, but at least she knows she has a fiance worth fighting for, so motivation, I guess? And Xion is trying his best to just keep it all together, that the person that he admires most is being married, and it's not to him. And then he hears the words, and when it comes time, I want you to celebrate with Xion as my best friend. And now Xion is crying tears of joy. Well, at least Tristan knows how to make the people he loves very happy. And this delights Xion, who's saying that he would be incredibly delighted. Tristan would stay around more, but he said he has business to attend to back at the castle. And 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 just found out that Xion was hiding behind that bush. And so Tristan leaves back to the castle, all while Xion and 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 are bickering with one another. And 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 wondering just how long was he eavesdropping on them. Tristan returns to the palace and calls out for his father, Papa. Okay, that's really cute. But Meliodas is busy with Gilthunder orchestrating the next plan, sending a few holy knights to Bastille. Meliodas thinks that Tristan just wants Elizabeth, so he says that she's in the courtyard, but he's not looking for Elizabeth. And this is what gets Meliodas' attention. Tristan looks upon his father, fist over his heart, demanding, I want you to train me and train me for real. Don't go easy on me because I'm your son. Meliodas can see the seriousness and fire in his son's eyes. I don't want to worry Mama or my friends again. I want to be able to fight like Lancelot. He clenches his fist, and I want to protect who I love with my own 2 hands, no matter the enemy. And this makes Meliodas smile. He tells his son, you're on, and walks away, calling out for Thetis, which leaves a smile on, which makes Meliodas very happy. We transition away from Leonis, with Thetis explaining that they're in an area that was mostly wetlands with no villages nearby, so their training won't affect them even if the land does come back. This is the perfect training ground for Meliodas to go all out. She explains that the walls surrounding them have been coated in a material stronger than steel. And this is the perfect material Meliodas needs to wreak all havoc. Thetis just flashes out saying that she has her own work to do, leaving Tristan alone with Meliodas to begin training. Father and son stare at one another. Meliodas says, well, I suppose I'll start gauging your current strength. Come at me with all you've got. Though Tristan is a little bit hesitant. Are you sure you want that? I'll leave nothing off the table then. And Tristan takes a deep breath. And in the next shot, he uses his demon mark and charges headfirst after his father with everything he's got. Tristan lands a direct hit on Meliodas, causing a small but effective explosion. Any normal person, this probably would have taken the person's head clean off. But come on, it's Meliodas, you know this wasn't gonna be it for him. He actually dodged the attack and he grabbed his son's hand, smirking. And you don't want me to hold back, right? Oof, someone better call Child Protective Services because Meliodas just straight up punches Tristan with no demon mark. He's just in his normal base form. And the attacks just don't stop. Meliodas goes blow after blow, attacking his son while he's still in his demon mark mode, and finally lands a sturdy hit, knocking Tristan into the ground, leaving the Prince of Leonis battered and his father wondering, are you all right? And that is how we end chapter 214. Nothing too much I could say about this chapter. Percival, Naciens, and Anne are off doing something, some couples trip, I guess, so they're gonna be out of the picture hopefully for a while. I think we really need some time away from Percival to digest all of this, but in their place we're going to give Tristan his own focus arc, and thank God. This kid has sadly gotten the short end of the stick for so long, and this is the first time in a while we've actually seen him in an actual training arc. He could have gotten one in the Demon Realm arc, but no, he had one fighting session, and then for the other half of the arc he was just sad and depressed because he lost a battle and got ridiculed by a racist demon, and then had to be talked about by Gawain into saying that he's neither a demon or a goddess, he's his own person, which he should have known by now. Yeah, he might not be a demon or a goddess, but he is technically both. And for Tristan to understand who he really is, he really does need to know what his other sides are capable of. Since Lancelot got a training arc with his dad, it only makes sense for Tristan to get one with Meliodas. Here's hoping that our boy Tristan can find some sort of new powers. With any luck, maybe he'll unlock something new with Nova. We only saw one spell from Nova, it's time for this kid to unlock his true powers. As for the romantic aspect, yeah, Tristan, you really kind of proposed a little too soon. What have you been dating for like a week? This is kind of foreboding that maybe something bad is going to happen to 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞. For now, everything is calm. But always be cautious of the calm before the storm. What did you think of chapter 214? Things are chill for now, but you never know what's going to happen next. If you love 7 Deadly Sins and 4 Knights of the Apocalypse materials, subscribe for more content coming your way very soon. Leave a comment, give this video a like, and let me know what's going to happen in chapter 215. This has been Dante from the Anime Underworld, and I'll see you mortals later.